Alright, so today is May 18th, 2015. Getting started here on this session. Let me take a screenshot, and we'll get into these first couple questions. Not a ton of people on today. Maybe it's nice out across everywhere. I figured we'd have a lot of people on for questions for the new affiliate example. Alright, first one from Chris. What's going on, Chris? Been looking through your affiliate site, notice there are very few authority type outbound links other than the affiliate ones. Is that intentional now or not gotten there yet? I wouldn't say that's intentional, Chris. Martin, who's my partner, he does all the all the kind of the work on the site, like adding content, making it look good. I guess he just never added any. So, we might add him in later on and see if it does anything for us, but no, that wasn't intentional, I wouldn't say. And also, being that site has some power to it, it's an expired domain with a good amount of power. I'm not too worried about that. If it was a newer site, I probably would have said something to them. Just add in some authority links. That way, if you kind of look at it from common sense, not common sense, but a logical perspective. If you got a brand new site, Google doesn't know whether to trust it or not. So if you're linking out to trustworthy sites, that could, help you look more trustworthy. But with a site as much power as the one that I have, it's already established. I don't think linking out to authority sites is as big of a deal. But we might link out later on and see if it does anything. All right, let's see. All right, from Steve. You're welcome, Steve. You told us you bought an expired domain for this site. The America Speak site has a DA51 and homepage PA is currently 59. DA51 is a good expired domain, but PA would go back to 0 once you start the site over. Is that correct? If so, how did you get the PA up to 59 so quickly without any links? No. The PA is what it is. If you go into America Speaks or into Open Site Explorer, sorry. We'll throw in America Speaks. This is exactly what it was when I got it, okay? So you see, like, this exact page is a 59, but if you take away the www, it's going to be different. 57, okay? So it's just saying, like, the exact page of what you're looking at. So that it doesn't restart at 1 like you're thinking. Okay. I didn't realize there were so many links to the non-www version too. Yes, this one just has a little more page authority. It has about 60 more referring domains. Yeah, but I didn't realize it had so many links to the other version too. Alright, so let me see if there's any more questions. There we go. Got some questions rolling in. And since there's not a ton of people on, I can go pretty in depth into these questions, guys. Looks like a little more people are piling in. I don't know if the link might have went up late this week, because I had a few people message me asking me where it was. Usually we have about twice this amount of people on. Alright, from Thomas. Hey Greg, bought some old expired domains for PBNs and noticed that serp.net shows age reset to 0. Any thoughts? If you bought actual expired domains, like you got them as expired domains, that's normal for the age to reset. But if you bought them at auction, I've seen it happen a couple times where the age resets, a little weird, but not very often does that happen, Thomas. Go by what Whois shows. Whois. I just use Whois.com. You can use any Whois agent. You can use Network Solutions, GoDaddy, whatever. But I usually just go to whois.com/whois. And then whatever it says the age is in here is what you go by. Because that could be a bug in SERPed. So if we go to America Speaks, it's from 2000. All right. So whatever it shows in like like real Whois agents like this, you can just use this one, whois.com/whois. That's what the real age is. I don't know if SERP's just showing a bug for you or what. But if you bought them as actual expired domains, then yeah, they're going to lose their age. I mean, all expired domains lose their age. Auction domains don't. Or usually they don't. I have had a couple of them lose their age, and it's a little weird, but almost all the time they don't. Alright, for my niece, unfortunately I can't attend this session, but I'll watch the replay. Thanks in advance for your help. I've started to publish press releases for my Amazon product. I've noticed that when I publish a press release, only some of them get and remain indexed, but often they have quite nice PA and DA. I plan to use press releases mainly as tier 2 and 3, but I would like to send at least one link from press releases also directly to my Amazon listing. In my opinion, it's fine to use long tail keywords as anchor text and press releases, but I am not 100% sure. Can I run an over-optimization problem if I use anchor text with my main and long tail keywords? Should I use raw URLs instead? Anise, I always use raw URLs when I do press releases. I mean, it depends on the service you're using, like where it's going and all that, but if it were me, I'd just use URL, raw URL links with a press release. That's just me. From Jamie. Have you tested ranking sites with just one page of content? I'm working on a lead gen site that doesn't really need much content except for ranking purposes. Yeah, and I've ranked them totally fine, Jamie. It depends on the market. You get into a tough niche, you're gonna have a lot of problems with that. But for longer tail stuff and stuff that's just not as competitive, yeah, you can absolutely still rank one-page sites. It might make it a little harder on yourself, but they can definitely still rank. Alright, Steve. I am also planning to get an expired domain to use as a money site. I'd just like to check with you as I understand all the main posts to do this safety, as you advise people not to do this unless they know what they are doing. This is the first time I will be using an expired domain for a money site. So check the site as indexed as you show. Make sure even balance between TF and CF. Check links are not spammy. Check anchor text, and best to go for a site that has mostly brand anchor text. Links are still flowing to site. Links are good quality from decent sites. Are there any other considerations in terms of safety? I actually don't even look at TF and CF for that. Something I'll peek at for Black Network sites now. I'm kind of tracking that more to see if I notice stuff with TrustFlow and CF. But everything else you're on point with. The reason that I'm not really recommending it just like to the general community is because I don't want people to start off, maybe they miss something and they start off with a site that just never performs the way it's supposed to because maybe it has some type of penalty, or if something gets changed down the road where they can start sniffing out what we're doing with these things, then I don't want someone's business to crash because of that. I only use them on stuff like like the affiliate site that I don't really. It's not going to hurt me if that site goes down. So I'll use it on stuff that doesn't necessarily like hurt me if something happened to it. Mostly like affiliate type stuff. But if it was like a client or anything like that where someone else's business depended on it, I'm not using an expired domain. I'm starting fresh. So I'm not going to risk someone else's business to get more power. Because we can start fresh and start clean and do the same thing. It's just going to take more time. So, it's kind of the same thing with the general community. I don't want to risk other people's business and recommend it, and then it ends up not working down the road. So, that's the reason we don't recommend it I don't recommend it to the general community, but it still works great. You can still get, a big head start from it, a lot of extra power. You can rank easier. But again, for the reasons I just explained, I'd rather keep people safe overall. If you're going to do it, again, just make sure you do your checks, everything you listed there. Good quality links. If you can find a site that's in the same niche, that's a big plus. It's hard to do that, and usually I don't. But if for some reason you do, that's a huge plus, and it'll give you a lot of extra power. I covered this in the affiliate video, I think. Like if you go search for any type of big term right now in this niche, this guy is killing everything because he found the perfect expired domain. Perfect. I mean, if I saw this domain at auction, I probably would have paid 5-10 grand for it, maybe more. And the reason is, if you go look at this site, this quitsmokingcommunity.org, same metrics as me for the most part, but everything is relevant to smoking. Anchor text, these links, like it's all health related. So that's just giving him so much extra power. So I mean, literally anything you type in with electronic cigarettes, he's number one for it. Best electronic cigarette brands. He's number one for everything, and that's why. Not only does he have that power, but he has that power from relevant places, which is giving him a huge extra boost. We might end up going after these keywords and seeing if we can get them. It's going to be really, really tough because he just has the perfect expired domain. Again, if I saw this domain at auction, we would have been bidding very, very high for this. He would have to pay a lot of money if he wanted to get it. But I just never saw it. I didn't notice at auction. But again, you can get a site like mine. I don't even know what America Speaks is about. I think it's like some type of politic thing. Even if it's irrelevant, it's going to still give you a lot of extra power. But nothing like it can do like what you see with that Quit Smoking community site. Because it's just themed all around smoking. Let's see. Yeah, some type of politics thing, I believe, is what America Speaks is about. So yeah, I mean, that's hopefully that answers your question. Just look for good links. Like you guys know to look for good links. Like we got Wikipedia here, Washington Post, governing.com, like just normal type big sites, good domain authority, good page authority. It doesn't even have to be this high, just on point to what the niche is about. So if it's a site that used to be about science biology, make sure the links are science related. That's what I like to look for. And then a lot of branded anchor text, URL, brand, stuff like that is usually a really good sign for that type of stuff, like you mentioned. Yeah, you don't want spammy stuff, spammy anchor text, spammy links. Other than that, then also remember you can do penalty checks. Remember we went over this in the March, April, May Mastery webinar. So I start like this. It always shows up for that. Then you can delete the period. Go like that. Still number one. Then you can just do it without the org. See if that still number one. So we're in really, really good shape, and we're above wikipedia.org. So we know this is a healthy site. Then you can test stuff with the title. And this is stuff you can do like kind of before you start doing a ton with the site, because then you can kind of get that extra, what's the word I'm looking for? You can feel better about the site before you put so much work into it, that it's not penalized. You know what I mean? And obviously this site isn't. So you can always do those extra penalty checks like that to double check. But yeah, you listed everything everything you listed is good to look for. Alright, Steve, so regarding the PA thing, it's just new pages that you add to the domain that will start with PA0, but the home page will always keep its previous PA. Is that correct? Yes, Steve. Yes. So any page that you add starts with a page authority of 1, actually, not 0. Same thing, 1, 0, whatever. But yes, that's correct. So any new page you add will start with a 0, or with a 1, I'm sorry. So if we go to America Speaks, one of the pages we added was electronic cigarettes. I don't know if it's picked up any links for this page yet. Let's see. It's just discovered 2 links. So yeah, page authority 1, okay? Because it hasn't picked up any links for this page yet. Same domain authority, but the page authority starts at 1. And remember, the higher the domain authority, the easier it is for the page authority to go up. Alright. So yes, you have that correct. Alright, from Jeff. Hi Greg, I'm new to affiliate, to OMG Plus affiliate marketing. Cool. Ask any questions you want, Jeff. Octavio, Greg, I have a website on page 2 for months now. You told it could be over optimized. Do you mean internally links or links coming from outside? I mean links coming to the site, Octavio. That's usually the optimization page, or a problem. You can also mess with URL changes, like 301 redirects to a new URL. Like for example, let me bring up this. So when we used to have calcast.com, our page name was Electronic Cigarette Brands, right? And we had a whole bunch of text like, electronic cigarette brands, e-cigarette brands, e-cig brands, stuff like that. And we just kind of kept going on this type of pattern. And Google made a change where they strictened up on anchor text and URL optimization a little bit. So with this combination of this URL and these anchor texts we had, it was over optimized. So what we did is, instead of like trying to set a whole bunch of new links with, like click here and stuff like that, waste links, we would just all we did was we changed this URL. So we did a 301 redirect, and we redirect this right here to calcast.com/justbrands. All right, and that change was enough, because instead of this combined with this, you now have this combined with this. You know what I mean? So all this stuff in here we're a whole lot less optimized for without it being in our URL. So you can try stuff like that. I don't know what your anchor text and your URL is, but you can try stuff like that first before you mess with other links. If you think it's over optimization, you can actually look at your on page. Do you have it in a bunch of H1 tags, like your keywords? Do you have it on the page too much? So you can do simple changes like that first. It's better to have it less, I would say, than more. If you're trying to rank for electronic cigarette brands, make sure that's not too much on your page. Have it, maybe a couple times. Have variations of it, maybe once or twice, and then, just make sure you don't have it too much on your page first, and start there. And then you can kind of go to URL changes and maybe adding more links with different anchor text. Alright, from Steve, can you link to your money site directly from your PBN with the first post on that PBN? Or should we post more content on the PBN first before linking to a money site or Web 2.0? Yeah, I'm almost always do, Steve, with the first post. Well, actually, what I usually do is I make a kind of like a dummy post, like I've talked about in videos before, where I'll just say, say America Speaks was a PBN instead of a money site. I'll just say, America Speaks is now launching a new platform. We can't wait to bring you a new design. Like, I'll just kind of make a bullcrap welcome post. That way it indexes, I can do the penalty checks, and then from there I'll make my first real post and link out to wherever. Just remember, make sure you watch the videos on linking out to a money site from a PBN. I just want people to be careful about that, especially if it's the first link. Alright, from Mamadou, is DAS to PBN still okay to do? And if yes, is it still powerful? Yeah, it's still fine to do, and it can work very well. From Steve, if we're using Web 2.0 sites for DAS, we also need to build social profiles for each Web 2.0 site. No, you don't have to. From Jeff, is it better to use an expired or new domain for a money site? Should I have separate websites for each affiliate program? Again, the reasons I just kind of explained about 10 minutes ago, an expired domain can give you a big boost, especially if you somehow find one that's in the same niche or on the same topic. But at the same time, who knows what Google can change down the road? So it could get you taken out down the road. Usually with affiliate sites, for me, I'm not worried about that, because affiliate sites are just kind of, for me, they're just kind of play tools. If it's for a client or something like that, I personally wouldn't do it, and I don't do it actually. I would just start with a fresh site. So I mean, it depends on your situation, what you're looking to do, and how safe you want to be. You don't have to have a separate website for each affiliate program, Jeff. You go to America Speaks. We have a whole bunch of different affiliate programs on this site for different companies. Okay. All right, from Steve, can you link to your my site? Okay, we already answered that one. From Thomas, what WordPress theme and network explosion plugins are you using on America Speaks? We're using Social Explosion. We're using vSilo to create the silos. As far as themes, anytime you guys want to know what theme a site is using, just go to whatwpthemeisthat.com. I don't even know what theme it is. We're about to find out together. So let me go get this URL. So again, whatwpthemeisthat.com. Enter in the URL and do a search, and it'll give you all the information on the site that it can get. So let's see. So it's only showing a few of our plugins. We're using Yoast. We're using that coupon revealer, which helps with conversions. We're using this CAPTCHA plugin. It might be because we have SSL on there that's not working. I don't know. But usually, when you type in a site, it tells you what theme that site's using. Like, this is what it usually looks like. I've never seen it show up like America Speaks just did. But, like, if you type in NashvilleSEO.org, you can see it's using a Catalyst theme. It shows you all that information. Shows you the plugins and all that type of stuff. But I don't know why it didn't show up for AmericaSpeaks.org. That's weird. Let me try it one more time without the HTTPS in there. Huh. Yeah, I've never seen it show like this before, so I'm not sure what theme that is. But usually it will show the theme here. I mean, like any site you do, I've never seen it not tell you what theme it is. Like we can go see, okay, so like Cotton, he's using this theme Nectar. You can go get the same theme if you want. Salient. Alright, so usually this site will tell you exactly what theme it is. I've never had it not tell me before America Speaks. From Jeff, I can't become an Amazon associate in Arkansas. Would you recommend viglink.com with higher commissions to get around this? You might want to talk to Mike or Liz about that, Jeff. I don't know a ton about that, or Viglink, so I'm not sure about that one. Alright, my new OTS series, for what purpose did you use tags and categories on your PBN since there are no index, no file? Just to mix things up. I don't want to have all PBNs with no categories, no tags. I mean, it probably doesn't matter, or zero. Like, it probably doesn't matter. But I mean, it's just something else to mix in to make things different. That's all. Don't worry about that. Alright, from Octavio, one of my sites was hacked, URLs were injected, I removed them all, it's all clean now, but on Ahrefs it still shows the amount of links coming in is increasing. Links are being created to pages that doesn't exist, can this harm me? I'm sure it can. I've never had that happen, so I don't know for sure, because I don't have that data, but if it were me, I'd probably just disavow those links that are coming in. So I mean, that's probably what I would do. From Thomas, looking to do lead gen, would you select a brand new site with EMD or an expired domain that includes keyword but not city specific. I mean, again, that just depends on your personal preference, Thomas. For the long run, the EMD is going to be, I would say, safer, but the expired domain is probably going to rank quicker. It's going to have more power to it. You're going to have to do less work. So that's just a decision you got to make. But an expired domain that has the keyword in it, it means it's probably an expired domain that's relevant to what you're doing. So that could actually be a really good option for you. I mean, again, just know it's something that could get penalized down the road. They could figure that out. But, I mean, since it's an expired domain in the same niche, that makes it a lot safer. So that's up to you. I mean, I wouldn't be too worried about that getting penalized down the road at all. I'm not even worried about sites that aren't relevant getting penalized. But again, for the general community, I just can't. I'm not comfortable recommending it because I don't want to hurt anyone's business. So yeah, I mean that decision's up to you. If it were me, I'd probably go with the expired domain if you want that answer. But that's up to you. The EMD would definitely be the safer way, or the safest way, I should say. All right, from Celine. I'm trying to adapt a silo architecture to an existing website. My domain is brandseo.com. My first silo is city, and for the supporting post for the silo, I want to use SEO, mobile SEO, local. Is there a risk of over optimization if I use this kind of URL? brandseo.com/city/search engine optimization/mobile. I mean, anytime you do that, you're just what you're doing is just leaving yourself more open to over optimization. All right, so it doesn't mean you're going to be over optimized. You're just going to have to be a little more careful with what you choose for your anchor text to do and some of your on page stuff. So, yeah, I mean, in a way, it can be more powerful, but you just got to be a little more careful of what you do with your anchor text, especially when you do it this way. But, I mean, you have SEO and then search engine optimization, which are LSI. It's not the same keyword. And also SEO is a big keyword. It's not like some like long tail. So you should be fine with that. Just be a little cautious about what anchor text you're choosing to use. Alright, from Joanne, I had a problem logging on. Did you answer the manual silo question? What are the 2 plugins you recommend? I don't even do manual anymore, Joanne. I would just use the vSilo or whatever Network Empire has. That's what we use for America Speaks. I believe it's free in our members area. Just go to the Network Empire section and it should be free. Even if you don't have access to that, I think it's like $20 that they sell it for, and it's very easy. I mean, that's what we used here. Is the silo builder that the Network Empire has. Alright, from chat, I've been building out some domain stacks based on Jimmy and Network Empire videos. It seems that I'll get trust from the approach, but I don't see a lot of power. How do you mix in PBN to power up the domain stacks with Web 2.0 that Jimmy covers in his videos? I mean, honestly, I don't usually take DAS as deep as Jimmy shows. I just kind of use like Web 2, like you saw with Iowa City SEO over the shoulder series, where I'll just set up, Web 2.0 social profiles and then hit those with PBNs. I mean, that's kind of the extent that I take it, and that works very well for me. So, all right, from Alana, my biggest fear is that I won't know what to do first with a client after getting the discovery form back or having enough PBNs to help boost the site. Alana, I would talk to Cotton about that. Cotton is definitely the client master, or Fletch. You want Fletch the webinar, let's talk to Fletch about that. But I don't deal with clients too much myself. I'm more just stick to the SEO side. But I think Cotton or Fletch would really point you in the right direction on that. And remember, the way Cotton frames things for clients, Alana, is usually you get like a window period, at least like 6 months. So even if you only have one PBN, you can send one link. They'll see movement, within the first month or two, and that will kind of give them comfort. And then you can use, the next month's payment to build some more PBNs and kind of build your way up. But again, Cotton will give you some good advice there, or Fletch. All right, Alright, from Steve. Regarding Octavio's question about being stuck on page 2, I also have an affiliate site stuck on page 2. Just realized the other week that the page URLs were over-optimized, so changed them. I lost the PA on the pages, but today the site went to page 1, position 9. I haven't done the redirect thing you mentioned, Greg, so we'll also do that. I thought I'd share. Oh, cool, Steve. Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't worry about the PA being shown as lost. Hold on, just realized the other week that. Oh, you changed the page URLs, but you didn't redirect them. So if those pages were getting linked, Steve, that means the links are kind of being wasted right now. What you can do, if you redirect the old URL to the new URL, you'll get that link power back, at least 90% of it or so. But if the anchor text was the problem, make sure that the URL change was different enough where it's going to bring you out of that over optimization. So you can do that redirect and see if it helps or not, or you can just leave it as it is and build new links. Up to you. Alright, from Mamadou, can I go back to my PBN and add tags to the post going to my site and do DAS to them the way you and Jimmy did it, or is it too late? No, of course, those PBNs are already indexed. I just would like to boost my existing links so I don't send more to my site. Yeah, you can do that. Alright, from Jamie. Love the March, April, May Mastery Series. Great stuff. Awesome, Jamie. I believe I understand how you host sites now, but one question I had is regarding money sites. If I attend money sites on the same shared hosting account, as long as each is getting a link from a different PBN, is this okay? Each PBN will go to a different money site. Yes, that's fine. Can a PBN pass duplicate content type of content penalty to a money site? I don't even know. That's why I don't even mess with it. What I would do is I use unique content. That way I don't have to worry about that variable at all. You know what I mean? Like, if duplicate content's not in the mix, we don't have to worry about it. And it's easy enough to go out there and just get unique content for a couple bucks and just use unique content rather than, being lazy using duplicate content and risking it. So I don't have that data. I've never used duplicate content, so I'm unsure of that. Alright, there was no more questions right now, so I'm going to run to the bathroom, let a few more questions pile in, then we'll get back to it. It looks like we do have a few, but I'll be right back anyways. I'll let a few more pile in. Alright, so back to it. Let me get another screenshot. Alright, from Chad. Can you explain your view on no-follow links? Do they help with trust and power or just trust when selecting Web 2.0 properties? How concerned should I be with no-follow links? That's a good question, Chad. What's my view on no-follow links? I think they still pass a lot of trust and power, in my opinion. I know some people disagree on that, but I mean, you saw with the Iowa City SEO example, all the links going to that site are no follow. We're number 1, we're number 2, we're number 3, we're number 4, we're number 5. Again, all these links that are going, the YouTube, the Facebook, the Yelp, the Manta, all these links going to Iowa City SEO are no follow, and they're the only links going there. Iowa City SEO only has no follow links. Here's our Twitter right here, number 9. So we have the top 5. We have number 9. We have 6 of the first 10 positions. There's number 15. I think there's another one on page 2. And even Iowa SEO without city in it. We're number 1 in maps. We're number 1 organic. Here's no OMG. We're number 3 with the video. We're number 5 with the Facebook. We're number 7 with the Yelp. And that's it for the first page. So we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 spots on the first page just for Iowa SEO. Remember, we just used 3 PBNs, okay? All to properties that are no follow going to the money site. So, I mean, I don't really worry about trust or power. I don't, like I said, just kind of started looking at trust flow to see if I notice anything special about it. Like before, I never even looked at it, to be honest, before the last month. And then it's been talked about so much that I'm like, all right, I'm going to start looking into those metrics and see if I notice anything particular about trust flow or anything like that. So, like with something like this, I don't really worry about is it passing trust or is it passing power. I worry about what's moving it. You know, what's moving the site, and obviously, this moved the site. I mean, it's all no-file links going here. We're sending PBNs to those no-file links that are pointing to the money site, and it's moving up like crazy. You know, we got 6 of the top 10 spots for Iowa City SEO. We got 5 spots on the first page for Iowa SEO. You know, number 1, 3, 5, 7, and then maps. And that's all done with no-file links, just PBNs going to no-file links. So I don't really look at it as, is it boosting the power, is it boosting the trust? I look at it as, is it moving the site? And that's what I think is important. So, I mean, I just kind of go off the data, and what you see here, it works. You know, no-file links still move sites. I don't know if that's considered power or trust. I don't really care because my site is moving. You know, it's ranking. That's what I'm going after. So, I mean, that's kind of my view on it, is just do it, look at the data, and see what happens. I don't necessarily look at much as, you know, what's my domain authority, what's the trust now. I never even check for this site, and we can go check, but I have no idea what the domain authority or trust is because I don't care because the site is number 1. Hopefully that kind of makes sense. All right, so we have pretty good trust flow here. Could be higher with the www version. No, it's actually not. So we got a 20 trust flow, 7 citation. See, like, people make such a big deal about trust flow and citation, but, you know, I've seen sites in huge niches ranking number 1 that have low trust flow. So I don't know. So far, I haven't seen anything super special about it, but, you know, I'm still looking. Maybe other people have. I just haven't seen it a ton in my data yet. And then if we go in here, domain authority is only 13. Page authority 24. So again, I just haven't. I don't really care about. I don't know what this link is here. I'm gonna go look up this link. I don't know where that came from. But yeah, again, I don't look at necessarily like does it move trust or power. I just look at it as does it move the site. Hopefully that kind of makes sense to you guys. Alright, from Alana, do you sell PBNs? And if so, what's the link? No, I don't sell PBNs, Alana. I just kind of teach how to find them. Gregory Ortiz sells them. He's a good person to get them from. He does expired domains. If you want auction domains, I'm not sure who does them. Alright, Steve. Thanks for the redirects. Will Link Juice Keeper or any similar plugins be enough, or do I need to do something else? Link Juice Keeper, Steve, is for like PBNs. Like, so example, like America Speaks. Let's go back to America Speaks. So I'm going to show you guys that don't understand what Link Juice Keeper is for. If we go to top pages, alright, so without Link Juice Keeper, we're keeping all these links right here, okay? But if we don't install Link Juice Keeper, then all these links here, you know, to blog, to /services, /engaging citizens, these would all kind of be wasted because there's no pages there anymore. So what Link Juice Keeper does is it says if that page is non-existent, like this page doesn't exist anymore. If that page is not existing, redirect it to the home page. So all these inner pages that had links, we're still harnessing the power of those by sending them to the home page. That link juice keeper says if the page no longer exists, redirect these links to the home page. So for example, if we copy this URL and type it in, this page doesn't exist, so it's going to redirect to the home page. Watch. See how it went to the home page? That's link juice keeper in action. If a page doesn't exist, redirect it to the home page, and that's kind of what link juice keeper does. If you're looking to change your optimization, like we were talking about earlier, like a single URL, use a plugin called Simple 301 Redirects. It's called Simple 301 Redirects. Just install the plugin, then go to I believe it's Settings Redirects, and all you do is you put in the old URL. Okay, so you'll put in like electronic cigarette brands in one box, and then the box next to it, you would actually put in like klks.com/brands, the URL you want to change it to. Then you click save, and that redirect's done. But I mean, it's very simple to use. It has very easy to use directions as well. So if you're looking to do a specific URL change, use this one right here. It's very, very easy to use. Alright, from Joanne, we were on page 1 for every keyword. I've dropped to page 2 for everything. The site is wakanaganbc.com. Keywords, Kelowna real estate, Kelowna homes for sale. The page that is ranking is showing Royal LA page 2. I have 2 pages with the same name. Joanne, I don't know what the recent activity on that site, so I would need to know more information on that. But again, that could be for a lot of. I mean, it could be links falling off. It could be links. It could be over optimization. It could be competitors just got stronger. It could be a little change in the algorithm where they're just seeing something different. So like, there's so many things it could be, and I don't know what you've done recently for the site. So, all right, from Jeff, is there an over-the-shoulder series on how you create America Speaks? Sorry, I know you referred to a video. Just wanted to make sure to watch it. There's not an actual over-the-shoulder series, Jeff. It's more just going to be an example site where I'll do specific things, show what I did, answer questions. Like, just use it kind of as a question base. How did you do this? We talked about like keyword research we did, how we went into that. So it's not necessarily an over-the-shoulder, but more an example site where we can take questions on it. We can explain specific things we did, stuff like that. All right, from Steve, can we pass link juice from a PBN to a money site through 2 Web 2.0s, for example, PBN to Weebly to Blogger to money site? Does this pass more DA, or is it better to just do PBN to 1 Web 2.0 to money site? I've found this to be better for me, just PBN to Web 2.0 to money site. Me personally, I mean, this would still work because this is powering this, which is giving this more credit, which is giving this more credit. So this, I mean, I think this still works, but this model right here, I think works better right now still, for the most part. We just had a ton of questions come in. Alright, from Riz, for a client site or money site, does it matter if it's www or not, or without www? I know adjusting and mods show different results, but does Google care? For the most part, no. There's certain things. If you have the www version that supposedly you can get around penalties with by going back to the non-www, because www is actually considered a subdomain. So there's certain like tricks you can use for that, but honestly, I've never used any of those tricks. Never tested with any of them, so realistically, no. I don't think there's really any difference. Unless you're getting an expired domain, Riz, I would go with the version that has the more powerful links. If I understand correctly, why we don't index or file our tags is because we can get hit with duplicate content on our site. Is that correct? Yeah, something like that. And it can also contribute to over optimization. Thomas, how do you manage all your PBNs? Do you use a management console so they're all accessible under one roof, or do you just use a spreadsheet and update each one as needed? Seems like updating WordPress and plugins requires a lot of time. Any suggestions for starting out with PBNs? Thanks for all your contributions. You're welcome, Thomas. I just use spreadsheets and just update them as I move along. I mean, it's really not that much work. Um, I don't worry too much about like updating WordPress and all that and plugins. Like when I log back into the site, I'll do all that, Thomas. But for the most part, I don't really worry about that stuff too much. From Steve, I have a new PBN that I haven't posted to yet. Oh, and also, Thomas, with WordPress, you can have it automatically update like WordPress and all that. Like when you install WordPress, you can have it automatically update to the new versions. Like when they come out, there's an option to do that. So most hosts have that option. You might have to go to like advanced when installing WordPress, and it'll say like automatically update WordPress and plugins and all that. So there is an option for that. I have a new PBN that I haven't posted to yet. It's currently not indexed. Will it automatically index once I publish the first post, or should I manually index the site also after the first post is published? Steve. I would do a dummy post, as I was talking about earlier. Just do like a dummy welcome post for the site. Like if it was America Speaks. America Speaks is now launching a whole new platform. We can't wait to bring you this awesome information about blah 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 blah. And then you can just do a video below it to help it with indexing, and then make sure it gets indexed. And then you can do a penalty check on it manually, like we showed how to do earlier. And then from there you can create your first post and link out. Alright, from Marco. What would be the best, easiest way to change the URL structure of the existing blog post on our money site from Fazara.com/post title to Fazara.com/blog post title without creating broken links? I want to make the change because the writers for our blog don't take the SEO into consideration when creating their titles, and I don't want to take the risk of them using a keyword title that we'll want to create a page for in the future. You might want to ask Network Empire about that, Marco. I personally don't change the URL structures of sites once they're started. But that's just me, because it can create problems with like you said, broken links, stuff like that, link juice flow. So for me, I don't make those changes once the site is established. But you can ask Network Empire on that, because they are the siloing experts. That maybe they can give you a better answer. But for me personally, when a site is created and it's already established, I don't make changes like that to it. Like I won't restructure a site's URLs like that, unless there is not links going to the site yet, and there's not a whole bunch of like interlinking going on, because then it can just be a mess. Alright, from Jamie, I saw obviously SEO.net was listed in the A position when you were just showing it without a street address listed. Is there a certain way to get listed in the 7-pack like that using only the city and state so we wouldn't have to mess with a fake address? I mean, they're shown the same way. I don't think so. I mean, you need an address to be shown in the maps. So, alright, let me get a new screenshot. Alright, the reason why I'm asking all the questions regarding tag and duplicate content on PBNs is that, let's say I want to have more URL anchor text to my money site and get 5 low quality PBN, and each PBN post also has a 1 do file and index tag. This means that I'll have 2 links one from the post and one from the tag. So that will get me 10 URL links from 5 posts and tags. Just wondering if that can get me into trouble, of course, if I don't overdo it. I mean, I personally just wouldn't even mess with that if it was me. Um, I'm not sure, unfortunately, because I just haven't done it. Like, I just don't mess with that. So, alright, from Steve. I lost connection earlier, so missed your question. Your answer to redirecting links when I changed the URL on my affiliate site. Can you repeat the answer? I don't remember which exact one that was, Steve, but it'll be on the replay. I think I went pretty into depth into that, actually. But what I went into, Steve, was I showed that what Link Juice Keeper does is any pages that are non-existing, like for America Speaks, it will redirect it to the home page. So all these links going to these non-existent pages are redirected to the home page, saving that link juice. So again, if you go to a page, this page no longer exists, this is an old page, I don't have this page up, you'll notice it will redirect to the home page. So any links going to that will redirect to the home page. If you're looking to do a single URL, you're going to use a plugin called Simple 301 Redirects. All right, it's very point blank. Install it, put in the old URL, put in the new URL, click save, and it will do that redirect for you. But again, that'll be on the replay. I went into that in pretty good depth if you didn't understand what I just said. All right, from Milana, I have a domain with my previous company. What would be my first step to getting it transferred to me? Will I be able to change the name of the domain from atlantabarnett.com to MyCitySEO? I mean, to get it transferred, you would just have to put in a transfer request. I don't know who's in control of the domain account that it's under, but they would have to push it to your domain. Like, I don't know the legalities behind who owns the particular domain you're talking about, so I don't know how to answer that. But you would just need to like talk to the domain company and get it pushed to wherever you want. Tell them you're looking to transfer the domain, they'll help you out. As far as will you be able to change the name of the domain, I mean, what you can do is you can do a 301 redirect and just forward this domain to whatever new domain you have. So you would register a new domain, mycityseo.com, and then for some reason, if you want everyone visiting this site to go to your MyCitySEO site, you would just do a 301 redirect on this domain and send it to your new domain. All right, from Abdu, what service do you use to manage your PBNs, like checking to make sure they're still indexed? You can use Scrapebox for that, but honestly, I just do manual checks. If I notice a problem with like a money site, I'll go back and look at my PBN spreadsheet and I'll look at problems with the PBNs. Like, for some reason did they get penalized? For some reason did they get de-indexed? But I don't really have a problem with that, so I don't really. But if you want to do a bulk check, you can use something like Scrapebox. And I'm sure there's other tools out there, but Scrapebox is the one that I've used for doing mass checks. Alright, from Thomas. For building out a local lead gen site versus authority site, would you suggest using vSilo to build out the site, or is it overkill? I mean, what I do, guys, is when a site can be dug into, like, America Speaks, it was pretty obvious this is going to be a silo site because I knew that I could go deep into each topic. Like, vaporizers is a broad topic, and then I know I can go deeper into vaporizers by doing specific brands of vaporizers. Something like NashvilleSEO.org. Usually, I'm not going to silo something like that just because to me, it doesn't make sense. Network Empire is going to tell you to silo everything, and I'm not saying it's wrong. Just for me, I use silos when something is a broader topic that can be broken down. Something like Nashville SEO, I mean, you can silo, but it's almost like you're forcing it in my eyes. Because I mean, how deep into Nashville SEO can you go? You can go to web design. You can do. I guess you can do specific topics of web design, but I just think you're almost forcing it, as I'm saying. So for me, it just depends on the pre-plan of the site, like what I know what I'm doing with the site before I create the site. And if it's a topic that can be broken down far enough, then I'll silo it. But if not, if it's something simple like just a local site in one niche on one city or whatever, I'm not going to silo that. I mean, that's just me. So, I mean, for me personally, it just depends on what you're doing and how big the site's going to be. I mean, a lead gen site, of course, can be siloed. Like if you're doing, if you have brand.com, then you're going to be doing plumbers, roofers, and plumbers and roofers, I should say. I'm gonna have a server. I'm gonna have a server for plumbers, and then maybe I'm just doing some states, whatever. Or if I want to go city, that's fine too. So that's gonna be my one, and then my other silo is gonna be roofers, state/city. But if I'm just doing one city or one location plumbers, I'm not gonna silo that. I mean, it just doesn't make sense to me to silo that. So for me, it depends on how big the site is and how deep you're going into the niche, whether I'm going to silo it or not. I mean, that's just me. All right, thank you for everything you do. You're the reason why I joined. I'm so grateful for all your help. Oh, you're welcome, Mama. I appreciate that. So let me see if there's any final questions here. All right, let me get these last couple questions in. Alright, from Thomas, I bought an expired domain and have been receiving their email notifications forwarded to my email linked to domain purchase. What's up with that? Yeah, if you create an email that they used to have, that can happen. Like for example, when I create my PBNs, I always make an email for it, like usually info or support or something like that. If that email used to exist, they could still be getting emails. Like one guy, it was like a domain name of a person. Let's say like chrisstumps.com. Well, I created like admin.chrisstumps.com, and I started getting like his bank information and like his PayPal information. I was like, oh my god! So all I did was I just changed the email. I changed it to like info@chrisstumps.com, and I stopped getting those emails. So, I mean, if a person has an email that used to exist, you're going to get those emails if they're still getting emails, if you're getting forwarded to you. So, from Thomas, did you use Kraken to do research for America Speaks? No. I just used the keyword planner and just kind of searching Google, stuff like that. And just, like, for example, like brands of vaporizers. Just stuff like this. This is how I did my research. Now you can type in like the biggest brands. You can type in the brands that come up on here into the keyword plan or stuff like that. I just kind of do stuff like that for my keyword research. All right, so right here, they got a whole list of brands here. And these are all vaporizer brands, and you can throw all these into the keyword tool. And they got vaporizer kits, vaporizer pens. So you can get a whole lot of your keyword research from other sites like this. And they got all these stuff here. So just simple stuff like that. That's how I did my keyword research. Actually, Martin did the keyword research, not me. But this is how he does it. All right, so let me make sure no more. Alright, two more, and then we'll get rolling here. Gotta get ready to go get Bryson from school. Excuse me. Alright. From Bill, can you direct us to the PBN Reloaded training, please? I would ask that in the Facebook group, Bill. I'm not sure exactly where that is. But the way to do PBN Reloaded now is just install Video Kraken, okay? And then when you go into your WordPress, all you do is you create the post that you're doing as a sticky. Like there's a little option, it says edit like posting options when you're in the post, making the post. You make it a sticky, okay? And then you go to your reading settings and you just do the number of posts to show on the home page to 2. So that way the video will show and then the post will show above it. and the video will keep rotating out because your post is a sticky, so that's always going to show. And then the video, every time there's a new video, the old video will roll off the screen. If you want to do a second post on there, what you would do is you would create another post, create that as a sticky as well, and then up the post to show on the home page to 3. And again, to get there, you go to Settings, Reading, and it'll say, amount of posts to show on the home page. Just click that up and down to whatever number you want. So, for example, when you have 3 showing, you're going to have 2 sticky posts, which are going to be your 2 blog network posts, and then the 1 video, which will keep rotating out. So that's the way you do PBN Reloaded now. You don't need that PBN page post plugin. Just video cracking and creating sticky posts. And they'll roll right off naturally. Alright, from Joanne, is the Link Juice plugin called Backlink Saver? No, it's called Link Juice Keeper. Joanne. That could be the same. It could do the same thing. This thing here, but it's called Link Juice Keeper. All right. But I've never used that one that you mentioned. All right. Riz says that Backlink Saver does the same thing. So Riz says that should be fine. But I've never used. I've just used Link Juice Keeper. But I imagine it does the same thing. It does it fine, Joanne. All right. Alright guys, I'm going to end this session here. Thanks for coming out and asking questions. We'll have this recording over to David tonight. And he should have it up, tonight or tomorrow or so, if you need anything in the replay. Alright guys, I will see you next week. Thanks again for coming out.